a summary of how the struggle was. Then we now eventually managed to get them to allow multi-party. And we formed Ford. Of course, eventually Ford split because of ethnic politics, cheap ethnic politics. And we went into elections divided. We split the votes because we have three parties in the opposition. Moi slipped through. With 34% of the votes, he beat us. We got the 66%, but we lost. Then now we moved again and we fought in Parliament. We insisted that reforms must be introduced because we were having multi-party under the old constitution. The structures were all still very single party. One time we staged a protest in Parliament on the budget day. When Moi was there, we stood up, all of us, and we were shouting, "No reforms, no budget. No reforms, no budget." The then Minister for Finance, Mr. Salim Dabadi, could not read the budget properly. In the end, that is what led to what was called the IPPG, Interparliamentary Interparliamentary Group, that came up with the minimum amendment to the Constitution. But eventually, it took a longer time until eventually we now came up with a new constitution. This new constitution, of course, I moved the motion in Parliament to set up a select committee to spearhead the process of constitution review, which was passed, and I became the chairman of that committee, and we started the process of constitutional review, ending up with a new constitution. I'm the one who appointed Yashpal Gai as the chairman of the Constitution Review Commission, and appointed all those commissioners. So then, when we were in Bomas, Kenyans came from all parts of the country to discuss the Kenya we want. And views emerged at Bomas. People came from each and every district. There were 3 representatives. One must be an opposite gender. That's how we structured it. And we spent months at Bomas of Kenya and came up with what considered the will of the people of Kenya. Because first they started by public education of the people of Kenya. What is a constitution? How does it affect you? How can you benefit from a good constitution? So there are these public forums which were held, chaired by Professor Gai and his team, across the country. It is one that actually opened up the eyes of the people of Kenya. That's why Kenyans are the most conscious people who understand what a constitution is about. Then, after that, now we came up with the draft. But there were people who were opposing the structures that we are trying to introduce, particularly one, devolution. Devolution was opposed very seriously by the national government here. They don't want to let power go. But this devolution, I came about it when I was a shadow minister for local government. In those days in Parliament, you had the minister and you had the shadow in the opposition. So the shadow minister of local government.